Vincent Wing is here after securing first place on TSM. I guess some people call you Biofrost, right?
Yeah, most people call me Biofrost.
Really? And like the world? Oh yeah, somebody just shouted out Bio Daddy. Is that a thing?
Actually, yeah, most people call me call me that when I'm around the studio.
I almost wish you had said it. If you had said it, that could have been the headline for this interview. Most people call me Bio Daddy. That would have been great.
Yeah, I did that on purpose.
Okay, yeah. Just dodging it. People are getting smarter and smarter about these quotes. All right, so did you know all along that you guys were going to end up in first place at the end of summer?
Well, no, but there is a script, of course, and yeah, we have to usually go by the script. And it did say we are going to end up first, but Rai had to make it really intense, so it didn't really look like we were going to take first until that very last moment.
Yeah. Speaking of first, the last time I interviewed Hanser, he said, we're definitely going to Boston. We're definitely getting first place. See you there or whatever. See you in Boston. So given that statement, you know, how do you feel? I feel like that's not the type of statement you would make, but do you agree with it?
Yeah, Hanser's very outspoken and confident, and that's why he gave an answer like that. And I think for the rest of us, we're all like wanting to achieve first, but even though we might not say it, we all really hardworking to get that place. And yeah, it means a lot that we were able to get it today.
Yeah. Speaking of Hanser, he literally just walks through the planter. That's just rude. All right. So you got first in the summer, and now you're going to go off to playoffs, and you're going to try and get first in the summer playoffs. What do you think about Dignitas? Because I just talked to Cop today. He seems very confident in them. They seem to be maybe even getting better every week. This seems like the patch is doing well for them. How do you consider them as an opponent?
They're like really calculated in their plays, and they have like a set playbook that they go by. And honestly, they're probably one of the really strong playoffs teams, even though they had a roster swap in the middle of the season. And ever since the roster swap, they've looked a lot better. And yeah, they're definitely a formidable team.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We were talking about this right before the video. I did a show called League Weekly, and MarkZ of the Analyst Desk and also the show League Weekly said that he was concerned about you having a limited support champ pool. In response, when this video went out, a lot of people very much disagreed with him, and you told me that a lot of people messaged this video to you. I don't know why. Maybe they're trying to start drama, but you know, I'll perpetuate the drama and ask you directly, what do you think of his assessment of your champion pool?
I think it was kind of fair because in the match that he brought it up, I played like mainly ranged supports, even though after the game I did say in the interview that we were just testing them out. And I think in that situation, a lot of supports were banned. So a situation for those ranged supports came up. Yeah. And normally we wouldn't see those champions play because there's a lot of counters to them. And today in the match against CLG, yeah, you saw me play Braum both games because it's good in the matchups that we're playing them in. And I think right now, at least for the support champion pool, there's so many supports that you can play, and it just requires you to have a lot of counter picks for a lot of different scenarios. And I think Nami is a fine pick into Karma because it's a counter pick. Yeah. And yeah, it just requires you to have a lot of like things at your pocket because like you see the Morganas, you see the Bards. I might have not pulled that out, but who knows? I might pull them out.
Right. All right, so I'm trying to decide. You said you feel like it's a fair assessment, but then I feel like you're also saying it's not a fair assessment because if you look at all these examples, it makes sense that I'm picking these.
I think it's just, I see his point, because from his standpoint, it's like, okay, why are you picking these supports? I don't know why you're picking these supports. A lot of other people are also playing Lulu and Karma, and they're just picking in the situations that are good for them. But I did pick Nami, and I thought the situation for Nami was good. She's always been a counter pick to Karma. And yeah, it might have not looked very impactful that game because she's a very lane dominant champion, and we had a gank that went wrong early, so that kind of put us far back in, you know, most of her strengths come from laning, and we weren't really able to showcase that.
Yeah. All right, so you don't have a small champ pool. Is that how it's going at the end here?
I pretty much only play one champion.
Okay. All right. All right. What champion is that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Other than that, that was a really weird series against CLG, especially that last game. There's a lot of back and forth, inhibitors taken on both sides. You know, how do you feel about the strength of TSM after that game? Let's put it that way.
The strength of TSM. Well, the game was super long and it was really dragged out. There was a lot of moments where we could have closed out the game really easily, but I think both sides made a lot of mistakes. Being it as a really important match for us, obviously there's ramped up pressure, and because of that pressure, you're prone to make a lot more mistakes. And because of that, it was a 50-minute game, much more my ordeal because I had to go to the bathroom really badly. Yeah. But yeah, I think we haven't played the most cleanly in the past couple of weeks because of like various reasons, but hopefully in the playoffs patch we're going to be able to assess what is good and what are our strengths, because we have had a split to really look at what fits our style, and we'll be ready. Yeah.
Fair enough. And if you make it to the finals in Boston, let's just say you will, who's going to be playing against you?
I'm just going to say C9.
Okay.
Every split, regardless, well, in the past splits that I've been playing in, regardless of their regular season standing, they always seem to emerge into the finals. And even though Immortals have had a really good regular split, they've had regular splits which are really dominant before, like in the past year, and they kind of just fell short. Of course, different rosters, but I'm still rooting on C9 taking it to finals.
Very good. Biofrost, anything you want to say to any of the TSM fans?
Thank you for supporting us. Hopefully in playoffs we can make you guys proud, and we might have some cheese picks.
Cheese picks?
Yeah, cheese picks.
Okay. I mean, it's like 3 weeks away for you.
Yeah, but we're preparing a couple of picks. Like,
yeah. It's a new patch, right? 16 will be out by then?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's going to be some changes, but not too many, I think.
Well, I'm excited for this. Did Parth tell you to say that they were cheese picks? Is this all part of a mind game? You're going to play super standard, but you're going to freak out your opponents?
Weldon did tell us to have mind games ready. So.
Okay, there we go. Well, thank you so much for us for the interview. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things League of Legends, esports, and more here on my YouTube channel. Hey, everyone, I want to thank you for subscribing to my channel. Wait, you haven't subscribed yet? Oh, that's Hanser. All right. Well, anyway, if you haven't subscribed, you should definitely do that. Otherwise, Hanser will attack you. And also feel free to support me over at travisgaffer.com/support.